What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the MaddenBallerz YouTube channel and our Georgia State Dynasty. Week 9 is here and Georgia State is at home this week to face off against the Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia State's coming off of 2 wins against Middle Tennessee State and South Alabama, where their offense has gotten going here, scoring 45 and 31 points respectively. Last year, Georgia State lost to the Bulldogs 27-6. We'll see how this year goes, trying to get that first win, and hopefully it will be a long rivalry. But Week 9 is here. Let's get this game started. The Panthers will get this game started on offense, and hopefully their offense will continue its hot streak early on here in this game. Handoff to JJB goes for a 1-yard loss. Setting up this 3rd down and 11 now. Reynolds in the shotgun looking to pass for the first down. He's going to fire deep, and this one is incomplete. Almost picked off there by number 27 by the Bulldogs. Instead, Georgia State punts, and this is the guy we need to look for and keep an eye on. Keith Marshall, the running back for the Georgia Bulldogs, along with their quarterback. That could be the difference in this game for them. Handoff to Keith Marshall, though, here at midfield on 1st and 10. And there is a handoff for a 1-yard loss, so a good start to this game for the defense of Georgia State. Lee May back to pass here on 3rd and 11. He's firing deep, and that one's caught by Trammell Terry for 42 yards. Down to the 10-yard line of the Panthers. And on the next play, handoff to Keith Marshall. He is going to get hit in the backfield for another 1-yard loss. So far, we're keeping good tabs on Keith Marshall and knocking him down. Lee May on 3rd and goal, though. He's going to hit Rome there. And Jay Rome with the 11-yard touchdown catch puts the Georgia Bulldogs up 7-0 over Georgia State. Our next offensive possession, Reynolds looking to pass here. He's going to throw, and that one is incomplete, off the mark, as Reynolds threw off his back foot there, falling away. 3rd and 8 now. Reynolds looking for the first down here. He's looking, he's scrambling, he's going to fire across the way, and that one's picked off by the Bulldogs and returned all the way down to the 16-yard line, and the first turnover of the game goes to the Panthers. 1st down and 10 now. Lee May is going to fire over the middle to Jay Rome, and Rome has that first down at the 5-yard line. 1st down and goal. 2nd down and goal now. Lee May back to pass. He's going to fire quickly on the slant play, and that one is incomplete, off the mark. 3rd and goal now. Lee May will hand off to Marshall, who get close to the goal line, but taken down after a 2-yard gain, and that sets up 4th and goal, and the Georgia Bulldogs want to put a statement here, and they're going for a handoff to Marshall up the middle into the end zone for a 1-yard touchdown run, putting the Bulldogs up 14-0 over Georgia State. Reynolds and the Panthers now back on offense here, firing to David Bailey for the 12-yard catch. That gives the Panthers a 1st down, and that would all they'd get in that one. Later on, the Bulldogs had the ball back, and Christian Lee May gets sacked for a 6-yard loss. So only 2 highlights there in the first quarter for the Panthers. At the end of 1, it's Georgia 14, Georgia State 0. The Bulldogs had the ball here to start the 2nd quarter at midfield, 3rd and 16. Lee May's looking to pass. He's going to fire deep to the left, and that one's caught by Justin Scott wisely for 12 yards, short of the 1st down. But Georgia would add a field goal to go up 17-0. Georgia State takes over, and nothing seems to be working for the Panthers as Derek Romero goes down for a 6-yard loss on the stretch play there. His speed was just not enough, and on 3rd and 16, Reynolds will scramble out to the right, throw on the run, and incomplete, setting up 4th down and a punt from Georgia State. So good field position for the Bulldogs after that punt. And Keith Marshall there throws a guy to the ground and gains 5 yards on that run. 3rd and 5 now. Christian Lee May will look to throw, and he does, to Terry over the middle for a 1-yard gain. And that sets up 4th down, and another field goal by Georgia makes it 20-0. Reynolds and the Panthers back on offense, and on 2nd and 11, Reynolds is going to get sacked for a 10-yard loss. On 3rd and 21, the Panthers will try to run the draw play to see if this helps. And it does get 16 yards, but it is short of a first down, and the Panthers would have to punt. And look at this great teamwork by the Bulldogs. We are holding Keith Marshall, though, to only 10 yards on 8 rushes, but we're letting Christian Lee May tear us up 12 for 14 and 108 yards passing on the day. The Bulldogs have the ball now, 1st and 10. Lee May tries to scramble around, but instead that one is caught for no gain, a shoestring tackle. And on 2nd and 10, he will pass to Justin Scott Wisely for 10 yards and another first down for the Bulldogs as they're driving just past midfield in Panther territory. Christian Lee May firing over to the left. This one caught by Jay Rome for 9 yards. They would pick up the first down here, I believe. Oh, it's 3rd and 1. They will fake the handoff, throw to Hall here, and this is where they pick up the first down. Merritt Hall, a 4-yard reception. 1st down and 10, under center. Christian Lee May back to pass. He's going to fire to the sideline, and that one is incomplete. He did not get a foot in bounds. Instead, it's 2nd and 10. Later on, it's 3rd and 6. Christian Lee May hands off to Keith Marshall. He's going to fight forward for 4 yards, setting up 4th and 2. And the Bulldogs, like all day, they are going to go for this on 4th and 2 and put pressure on the Panthers. Christian Lee May passes over the middle to Trammell Terry for 9 yards, and another Bulldogs first down. Under a minute have to go here in the first half. Hand off to Keith Marshall up the middle. He fights his way forward for 8 yards. They would pick up that first down. 1st and goal now. Hand off to Keith Marshall, and he stood up for a 1-yard gain. And we have been doing good all day against Keith Marshall and this running attack of the Bulldogs. But hand off to Marshall here, and he stood up again. A 1-yard loss on that play sets up 4th and goal, and they're going to go for it. Try to put this game away in the first half. Hand off to Marshall up the middle into the end zone for a touchdown. His 2nd on the day. And one bright spot here before half ends. Reynolds back to pass. Last play of the half. A deep bomb here to David Bailey is caught for a 44-yard gain. And that ends the half. Georgia on top of Georgia State, 27-0. Georgia will get the second half started with the ball and a 27-0 lead. Christian Lee May is going to dump this one off to Davis for a first down and a 10-yard gain there. And looking at the halftime stats, Georgia State only managing 56 total yards of offense, and all of those coming in the air, mainly on that last play of the first half, the 44-yard pass to David Bailey. First down and 10 now for Georgia. Lee May is going to go deep. And that one's caught but out of bounds, they say, but they would review it. And they would come back and say, let's take a look at this, actually. And we look at the replay, and you judge for yourself here. Did he get his foot in bounds before he got possession and got out of bounds there? They come back, they say, yes, he did, and they overturn this one, so it's a first down and 10. Later on, 3rd and 2 for the Bulldogs. Fakes the handoff there, dumps it off to Hall there. Hall is down to the 20 for a 9-yard gain and a Bulldogs first down. 2nd down and 5. Lee May will fake the handoff again. He's going to fire for the corner, and that one's caught by Justin Scott Wisely there, sorry. And he has the first down to the 3-yard line. Handoff to Keith Marshall here on 3rd and goal, and he's going to fumble it. Joseph Peterson forces that fumble, and Kyle Gary scoops up the ball, and Georgia State takes over there at the 11-yard line. Can they get anything going in this game? Handoff to JJB. He stumbles his way forward for 3 yards. 3rd down and 7 now for the Panthers. Reynolds back to pass here. He will scramble. He will dump it off here to Derek Romero, and he gets hit hard, and a 4-yard gain on that one. That sets up 4th down and a punt from Georgia State. Bulldogs take over here late in the 3rd quarter. Here's a pass to Reggie Davis for 16 yards and a first down into Panther territory. Lee May now on the screen pass to Marshall, and Marshall is down the field. He breaks a tackle. He stiff arms the defender all the way down to the 20-yard line. 3rd down and 4 now for the Bulldogs. Ramsey ended the game as Lee May was injured, and he throws this one out of the back of the end zone, and that would lead to a Georgia field goal. And at the end of 3 quarters, Georgia's on top, 30-0 over Georgia State. Georgia will get the ball here early in the fourth quarter, up 30-0. Ramsey still in the game for Lee May, and that one's a 14-yard pass and catch to Jay Rome for a first down at midfield. 2nd and 10 now. Ramsey's going to fight over the middle to Scott Wisely there for another Georgia Bulldogs first down. 2nd and 3 now for the Bulldogs. Handoff to Keith Marshall up the middle. He uses his speed to gain 12 yards and a first down for the Georgia Bulldogs. 1st down and 10. Ramsey looking to pass here. He'll fire over the middle, and Jerome Schroeder is there for the deflection. He has been big this year for the Georgia State Panthers. 3rd and 5. Ramsey looking to pass. He'll dump it off to Keith Marshall, who will get ahead to about the 5.5-yard line. 2nd down and goal for the Bulldogs. Handoff to A.J. Terman, and he gets into the end zone for a 1-yard touchdown, putting Georgia up 37-0. And this game is all but over. The only question left to answer is, will Georgia State score? And David Reynolds passing to Avery Sweeting, who breaks a tackle, gets past midfield, and down to within the 45-yard line of the Bulldogs. Reynolds back to pass again on 1st and 10. Hits Derek Romero. He dumps it off to him, and he gains 14 yards. 2nd down and 10 now for the Panthers. Reynolds passing over the middle. That one caught by Mark Moore, and he is stopped short of a first down, but they would get it. 2nd down and 10 now. Reynolds looking to pass. He will have all day. He'll fire over the middle. Caught by Avery Sweeting. 3rd down and 2 now for the Panthers. Reynolds under center. He will hand off to JJB. Up the middle. He will fight his way forward into the end zone. And Georgia State gets on the board. As you look at the replay here, he bounced off that tackler into the end zone. And that is how this game ends. Georgia State does get on the board at the end of the game. Keith Marshall, your player of the game, 29 carries, 111 yards on the ground. Georgia State loses the 2nd straight year against the Bulldogs. Hopefully this rivalry will continue later on, but this game goes to Georgia 37-7. We will go ahead and take a look at the stats from today's game, and Georgia dominated this game. 136 yards on the ground, 266 yards in the air, and a takeaway from Georgia State. Players of the game for Georgia State, JJB, 5 carries, 21 yards, and touchdowns. Kyle Gary, 8 tackles, and that forced fumble or fumble recovery. And we will go ahead and advance to Week 10, which will be coming up in the next episode. Georgia State will take the road and take on Western Kentucky, who is 6-1. We come into this game 4-4 on the season. We will find out what happens in that game in the next episode. If you like this episode, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.